Marcus Freeman were to go 9-3, how warm is his seat? You simply put stated that it'd be cold. There'd be no heat whatsoever.
It would be hot. It would be hot on social media with the fans. As far as the administration goes, it would be nothing there. Nothing. 9-3, no way. Nothing.
I would think that the Heat would get I think his seat is going to start to warm up if he goes 9-3, depending on what 9-3 looks like. If he were to lose all three of the big three, I think that seat gets a little hot. If he goes 9-3 and he say wins 2 of the 3, but then you get those trap games because guess what? You're dealing with these teenagers and it's very difficult to get them off after playing in OSU to go on the road. I think he would be fine. That is my take on that.
But wait a second. How you're telling me that this Notre Dame administration that's given us a hard time with a lot of things, undergrad transfers, being upfront with NIL, all the grades, all that stuff. You're telling me the same group that has all those governors put on the program is going to start giving Marcus heat for going 9-3, which would be an improvement over last year? I think that's 0%. None. Not at all. 0. Social media fans, we're going to be mad. But if he goes 9-3, no matter what the 3 are, they're going to go, oh, that's progress. No heat. Doesn't matter. I'm telling you, no heat, 9-3. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm asking from the administration, 9-3, they're not going to blink.
See, you might be right. I just think that I'm not saying that it's going to be so hot that he's got to win. I'm not saying like he's in the Ryan Day category going into this year. I'm just saying that I would feel going into 2024 that you have to get 10-2. And the reason I state that is because if I'm Freeman, my argument essentially to the administration staff is I need to work the transfer portal more. We need to do more NIL.
Yeah.
Give me people like the Hartmans coming in here, and I'm going to win. And then if you pull that off with a quarterback as Sam Hartman as the 9-3, depending on what the 9-3 looks like, that's in essence could be ruining your case. And so the administration goes, okay, so what are we doing here? So that's the only reason that I think that it would get a little bit more.
I just can't. But where are these? But wait. I'm struggling with this. Where in the hell are these high standards now magically coming from on Marcus out of nowhere year 2 that haven't existed like with all the coaches before? Why is it magically now the bar's so high? But I sat through all this garbage all the time where nobody did anything when it was way worse than 9-3. Like, how are we now all of a sudden they're on their high horse with the bar? How? Like, where does that come from now all of a sudden?
Being a C-level businessman is what have you spent most of this shows talking about? Contract negotiations, right? We want $75 million from TV. We want whatever million from the next Under Armour, whatever. Okay, so who's paying for a subpar type of product, that type of money in this economy? Who's paying for it?
Anybody that wants the Notre Dame brand, because it doesn't matter if you win or lose. That's who. The Notre Dame brand. That's why. They know they're going to get eyeballs.
I think people will pay for Notre Dame brand, but there's a difference between a Notre Dame brand going 9-3, 8-4, 6-6, and then a Notre Dame brand that is going 10-2 into the playoffs consistently.
Yeah, but that's never happened.
Difference in that.
Man, listen. I would be all for the Notre Dame administration having a very, very high bar of what's acceptable, but I have not seen that forever. So I don't get why it would be or not. And also, if 9 wins, they would go, oh, that's better than last year. That's progress, trending in the right direction. That's how the administration would see it.
But 9 wins would be essentially a push from last year.
Well, if you went,
you're back at the Camping World Bowl again. You know what I mean? That's the issue. And then going to 2024, looking at the difference in schedules, you should be able to get that double-digit win total.
But I'm going to lose my mind. Where was all this high bar when Kelly was dicking around? Where was the high bar then? They let him do whatever he wanted for over a decade. They're like, where was the high bar then? When BVG was running the program in the ground and Kelly wouldn't get on a plane to recruit. Where was the bar then? How is it just now on this guy, but Kelly got to do whatever he wanted for 11 years? How is that bar now?
Because Kelly changed the Overton window at Notre Dame. Notre Dame was a sinking ship, and he came in to right it. That's what his job was, is to make it reputable once again. To make it just, guess what? Going into the season, you're more likely going to win 10 games. You ain't going to win the big ones, but you're going to win the games that you're supposed to win. And so now you have raised the tide. And so now when you get into an environment where, guess what? Money's tight, the economy sucks. And now you're trying to get people, you're trying to stay independent. That's what you're trying to do. And so if you're trying to do that and you're trying to make mucho dinero, like the thing is that you have to provide a product that's going to warrant that. Okay, I'm not saying that Notre Dame doesn't have a brand. It does.
But that's a 35, that is a 30-year issue, not a 2-year issue. Literally, I could argue that is a 30-year long-standing existing problem, not like a 2-year thing that Marcus is going to change. We got a 30-year problem of not winning anything that matters. So, like, where was this bar? All that I would have a problem that Kelly was able to run it into the ground and then also rebuild. Kelly built it up, ruined it, got to build it up again. And they just let him do all that. But if Marcus improves, it goes 9-3, they're going to sit him down and go, you got to do better than that. I just can't make that make sense in my mind.
I don't think it's like, sit them down. It's not. This is 2024 is make or break year. You're gone. I don't think it's bad. I think they're going to be like, look, we need to get 10 wins. Like whatever it takes in that season, the playoffs are expanding. We need to get to that point.
You know what,
making that sucker every year.
You know what? Let me tell you this. If they had that discussion, well, I'd be frustrated that Kelly got to do whatever he wanted 11 years without that heat and they're riding my guy after a year and a half. If that happened, I would like seeing that kind of level of standard. I'm just telling you, I don't think it exists. I don't think
You're probably right.
Like I just don't see it. I don't see it. If that is the bar, I would love it, but I should have seen it before now, not year 2 of this guy. How about year 5 of Kelly? Like, where was that heat then? He just did whatever he wanted.
Right. No, I agree. And again, I go on record many times. Like Kelly should have been fired in 2016 after that train wreck. That was totally on him.
Yeah, that was that was a self-imposed burn down. That was the most disappointing part. Like that team had way more talent than that result. That was self-imposed mistakes. But listen, I like the idea of having that high of a bar. I just have a hard time if you pull it out of thin air now when you didn't have that standard before. It's like, why now? Like, where do you get off having that bar now when for 30 years you were okay accepting garbage? So, or if not garbage, nothing elite. And people are saying 9-3 and we have a problem, not debatable. With reasonable health, you got to be 10-2 or better. If Hartman stays healthy, you got to go 10 or 2 or better, and that ain't debatable. Like from a fan angle, if Hartman's healthy, you're 10-2 or better, or I'm upset. I agree with that. But the admin, I don't think they even break a sweat.
You're probably right. But I guess playing a little devil's advocate, not to mention, like you stated, but again, I've been sold for the last.
Oh, I like the devil's advocate stuff. I do.
But the national championship is the bar, and therefore that would be the mindset of the standard.
You want me to want me to take this to the next step? If I'm Marcus Freeman, and I'm working my ass off, and I am putting more miles on that jet than Kelly ever could have imagined. I'm recruiting. I have this energy. I'm raising money. I'm at all the alumni association meetings around the country, building up the brand. You know, everybody wants. I'm doing all I can. If the admin had the balls to sit me down and go, you're not winning enough, I would say to them, where do you get off not giving me what I need to win and then putting this standard on me? If you want a higher standard, you're going to have to let me do more things. That's what I would say. And I'd go, if
Agreed.
you don't want to do that, guess what? The Ohio State people are mad at Ryan Day. Maybe he goes to the NFL, and I go somewhere where they do let me get some more talent and easier, and I'll go win for them so I don't have to jump through your hoops.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. If that conversation were to take place, which would be great for Marcus Freeman, he would then be able to have that clear vision of what his future looks like at Notre Dame. And if he's a professional as well as the intelligence level that I believe that he is, he won't be long as a head coach here.
Yeah.
He'd be looking for the first ship out. I mean, you would be dumb to just say, okay, fine.
Do you know what my
behind my back, you give me a knife.
You know what my fear is somebody says Kelly brought us back. Listen, I credit Kelly where he deserves it, and I criticize him when he deserves it. He inherited a nightmare, and he did build it up. And then it went bad, but then he built it up again. And then it just leveled out to a place where we're never going to get over the top. So I do credit him because he inherited a disaster, instilled a culture, built up the infrastructure. Kelly did a lot of really good things. It just got to a certain level. Okay. It just got to a certain level. Yeah. See, here's the problem. The Ohio podcast guy saying, if Ryan Day isn't the coach at Ohio State, Marcus Freeman may be on the short list of replacements. My biggest fear with all of this is Marcus Freeman gets the training wheels out of the way at Notre Dame, starts to learn and feel his way through being a head coach, makes some mistakes, learns from them, hones his craft. And then right when he's got it pretty much all figured out, Ohio State comes calling. That is my biggest fear, is that right when he gets it cranked up, somebody says, come here, we're going to let you get the talent you want, do what you want to do. That's my problem. So you better make sure with this guy, if you're going to ask a lot of him, go for it, but you got to help him out too.